woman in leadership. This particular issue is something that many leaders struggle with. And if you have ever struggled with this, you are not alone. In this video, we're going to talk about why people struggle with boundaries and to provide you with some insights in terms of how you can start establishing boundaries as a woman in leadership. As I mentioned, this is a struggle. And if you've ever struggled with this, type a yes in the comments below because we all know this happens as leaders. Now, I want to preface this by saying that setting boundaries does not mean you have to come across as being rude, aggressive, or unapproachable as a woman in leadership. Sometimes when you think of people that have set boundaries, you may have even thought this before that, oh, these people are they're rude, they're not nice, and etc. Well, I want you to think of things a little bit differently because boundaries actually help to save your sanity as a leader and help you to really show people how to interact and communicate with you, which is very important. Now, if you're watching this portion of the video, you are more than likely watching the replay. Friend, welcome, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Give me just a few moments because this is a live video on YouTube and there's a point in time where the audience will join the conversation. So I want to make sure that I say hello to everyone. And if you are new to me or you're a subscriber, welcome, friends, subscribers. I appreciate your support. This channel heavily focuses on advanced communication strategies that you will not learn in a book. You will not learn watching different types of theories and hypotheses and etc. These are strategies that are real world strategies that people actually struggle with every day. And I talk about it here on my channel. Feel free to learn from my over 20 years of experience as a C-suite executive, as a manager, and as a director to help you really elevate how you are communicating as a leader. Now, my audience that I work with specifically are women in leadership. However, on many of the platforms that I have accounts on, I have men in leadership, women that are not leaders, men that are not leaders that are part of my amazing group of followers or subscribers. And I guarantee you that you will gain some information from this video and many of the videos on my channel, even if you're not in my direct audience that I provide executive coaching and consulting services to. The information I'm sharing with you is very universal and it's going to absolutely help you stand out from everybody else. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. You're going to learn a lot. I want to say hello to those of you who are joining today. Welcome, welcome. Let me know what part of the big, beautiful world you are joining from today. And have you ever struggled with setting boundaries as a leader? Let me know in the comments below. I have fun-f8h. Welcome, friend. How you doing today? Fun-f8h says, how are you doing? I'm doing fantastically well. Every day that I can be live with you all is an amazing day. All right, we have Isam Zun. Hello, welcome, welcome. Glad you're doing well today. Isam Zun says, I already like and subscribe. Well, appreciate you, friend. Thank you so much for being here. So fun F8 asked me a question about my hair. Yes, that to answer your question, we have Pratty. Let me spell it. PRATIKGOLATKAR 1011. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing fantastically well today. So we're going to talk a little bit about setting boundaries as a leader. I want to know from you, what challenges do you have in terms of setting a boundary? What are some issues you've been having as a leader to set boundaries? We're going to talk about just a second. We have Plasma Zombie. Hello, welcome, welcome, friend. How are you doing today? And we have I want to know how to pronounce your name. I almost want to say Pratik Golakar. I believe is that correct? But it says, how are you doing? I'm doing fantastically well. We have Assam Boy -121. Hello, welcome, welcome. And let's see. Fun-F8H says, at least you were truthful. Good to see people like you. Well, thank you, friend. Appreciate that. Let me know if you've all been struggling with boundaries. That's what we're talking about today. But I want to make sure I say hello to every one of you that have joined because I appreciate you spending time with me today. And I want to make sure I give you some insight in terms of how you can start setting boundaries as a leader. And okay, so Pratik Golakar said correct. Okay, thank you. I just don't like mispronouncing people's names, and I appreciate you being here, and I want to make sure I address you properly. Asim Sun says, I got a new school bag, and I like it a lot. Well, congratulations, friend. It's always nice to have some new merchandise, right? Some new things. All right, awesome. Assam Boy -121 says, where are you from? I am from North Carolina, but I live in the amazing Sunshine State of Florida in the United States of America. All right, we have Dispassionate Observer. Greetings from Greece. Well, hello, welcome, friend. What time of the day is it in Greece right now? I have no idea. Do you trust Big Pharma or do you take full responsibility for your health? Well, I would say that's a really good question. Dispassionate observer. There's a lot that goes on in the pharmaceutical industry. There's obviously some benefits because there are some medications that can help you, but there are some cons to it too. And the pharmaceutical industry is a industry, that's for sure. There's a lot that goes into it, and there's good things, and I think there's things that can definitely be improved upon. So I hope that answers your question. All right. Pratik Golatkar is says, I am from India. Well, welcome, friend. How you doing today? I know in India it is it's getting early morning your time, I think. I have a couple people I communicate in India. Okay, Assam boy -121 says, oh, okay. Gabriella Paul's second account. Welcome, friend. How you doing today? I hope you're doing fantastically well. Gabriella underscore Paul's second account says, are you AI? I'm not. I'm a real live human being. I'm a real live person, believe it or not. I have a business. It's Excite Excellence Incorporated. This is my channel here. I'm an executive coach, consultant, and a doctor as well. Hassan Boy says, like, done. Thank you, friend. I appreciate that. We have ZYXO0RGX giving away free brain watts in my live. Oh, really? Well, that's great. I'll let my daughter know about that. Okay, we have Easton Son. Maybe this girl deserves $1 million. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Michael I2T2S. Welcome, friend. How you doing today? And let's see. Gabriella underscore Paul's second account says a couple things. You look fake. You are so pretty. Well, thank you, friend. I appreciate that, Gabriella. Yes, I am real. I'm not an AI bot. I'm actually real, and I'm actually driving a car right now while I'm doing my live. That's what I normally do. If you're new to me, I go live Tuesday through Friday, 2 times a day, in the morning and in the afternoon, in terms of going live. All right, we have Michael I2T2S. Are you from the USA? Yes, Michael, I am from the United States of America. I currently am in the beautiful Sunshine State of Florida. Okay, we got touch your glasses if you support. Says a couple things. Welcome. Hope you're doing well today, friend. We have Big Hurt 7548 says, you are very pretty. Well, thank you, friend. Hope you're doing well today. We're about to talk about a couple things as it relates to setting boundaries as a leader. I know this is why y'all clicked on the video, and I want to make sure you all are not struggling with this as leaders, because a lot of people do. Michael I2T2S is from the Philippines. Welcome, friend. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Easton Sun says it is 9:18 p.m. Well, fantastic. Thank you. We have Lyaru Lacamo -L3Q4P. Where are you from? I'm from the United States of America, friend. Isam Zan is from Malaysia. Welcome, friend. Fantastic. Laharu, if I said your name wrong, I'm sorry, friend. Lacamo -L3Q4P. You are very beautiful. Thank you, friend. I appreciate that. We have Bobby Heenan 99. Welcome. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Let's see. Touch Your Glasses has Palestine ever supported the African American community? That's a good question, Bobby Heenan. I know you've been on the live before, so welcome back, friend. Glad you're here. We have Micah Alexander -X5V. Hello, friend. Welcome. Gabriella underscore Paul's second account is from South Africa. Welcome, friend. Glad you're here. Aubrey Gentry, welcome back, friend. How are you? Good to see you again. And Michael I2T2S says means hello, how are you? I'm assuming that's what it is. Mike Alexander says, guys, like and subscribe. Well, appreciate that, Mike. Appreciate you doing that for me, friend. And do you have Isam Zun says, do you have one PC setup? I'm actually on my phone. I'm actually on my iPhone, and I am vertically streaming here. So I don't have a PC setup. This is literally my phone that's here right now. All right, Bobby Heenan 99 says, once I finish this master's degree, I will fix our community. Well, fantastic, friend. Give me a high five, Bobby. Good to see you again. And do what you can to improve the community. That's fantastic as well. All right, so let's talk about boundaries. I know we've had a lot of people join. I appreciate you all being here today and spending some time with me and watching the replay or watching live right now. Let's go into some boundaries, how I can help you all set those. The reason why leaders really do struggle with boundaries is because we do not want to be perceived as that person, right? We don't want to be perceived as that person that is mean, that's nasty, that's not approachable, and etc. But I want to tell you that boundaries are actually very important. Boundaries themselves help people to not only learn you and understand how you communicate and how they should communicate with you. Thank you for the heart emojis, friends. But it also helps you to maintain your sanity as a leader. Now, let me know in the comments below if you, as a leader, have ever been burnt out and worn out. I'll let you know I have many times. And a lot of times it happens is when you overextend yourself and do things that you really know that you don't need time, you don't have the time to do. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in just a second, but let me see what's going on in the chat. Michael I2T2S, I'm subscribed. Well, welcome. Thank you, friend. Welcome to the amazing group of exceptional leaders that really stand out from everybody else by how we communicate. I appreciate that. And I'll give you a wave back, Michael. Thank you so much. Shiva underscore 430. Hello, dear. Hello. Shiva underscore 430 is from India. Welcome, friend. I was just saying in India right now, it's early morning, I think, because I have some people I communicate with in India. So fantastic. So we talked about why this is such a issue. Bobby Heenan 99 says, laugh out loud, 21 years in the army in leadership burned me out. Bobby Heenan 99, I'm sure it did. I'm absolutely sure it did, because that's a lot, especially in the Army. Well, of course, as I mentioned before, thank you so much for your service. We appreciate you. And yes, Army leadership is a different level of leadership, isn't that right? So there's a lot you have to deal with there. Nicker underscore 44 says, hello, welcome, friend. We're talking about boundaries today. Esom Zum says, that's cool. I have a PC set up and a laptop. Fantastic. I'm doing the same thing. I'm actually working on a studio for my channel. That's something I'm working on, but I will be having those things that we just talked about. We have someone new, Rakim McLombo. Welcome, friend. How you doing today? Rakim McLombo. I'm sorry, I am driving, so give me just a second. I think boundaries is kind of self-respect from South Africa. Well, welcome from South Africa, friend. Glad you are here on the channel today. And that is a really good point. It is a matter of self-respect. And so let's talk a little bit about that. So I mentioned earlier, Rakim, I know you just joined, but a lot of times leaders struggle with boundaries because we feel like we don't want to be that person that's rude, that person that's mean, that's not approachable, and etc. You don't have to come across as mean and rude and unapproachable to set boundaries. And as you mentioned, it is a matter of self-respect, because one of the questions I tell my clients in an executive coaching session is, what is important to you? What is really important to you? Is it important that you stay at work and you work all day long and you have no break whatsoever and you don't have time for you just to process? Or are you at the point where things really matter? Maybe you have a life, maybe you have family, maybe you have kids, maybe you have other responsibilities. You have to start determining what's most important for you at this particular season in your life, because this is a way for you to develop respect for yourself. Oftentimes, as leaders, whether you're a woman in leadership or a man in leadership, we struggle because we really do want to be supportive. I believe most leaders are genuinely very good people. Not all leaders are genuinely good people, let me say that, but some people are and some people are not. But majority of us really do want to help, and sometimes we can't help ourselves. I give an analogy to my clients, and I've done it on my YouTube channel. And so the next time when you think about boundaries, I want you to remember this analogy, okay? If you've ever flown on a plane, and if you've never flown on a plane, this will be news for you. If you have ever flown on a plane before you take off, what does the pilot say? Do you all know? What do they say before you take off? Put it in the comments below. Let me know if you remember what the pilots say before you take off. If you do not remember, let me share it with you. They tell you, if there's a problem on this plane, the plane goes down, we have an issue, you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first first before you can put it on anybody else. That means if you have a child in the seat and etc. and all these things, you have to take care of yourself first before you put the oxygen mask on anybody else so that you can help other people. When you think about boundaries and setting boundaries, remember what Rakim said. It is about self-respect, and you have to put yourself in a situation where you can at least take care of other people. If you are at the end and you're tired and exhausted, it is very difficult for you to be able to pour into other people as a leader, which is why setting those boundaries is incredibly important. There's a video I have on my YouTube channel. It's an older video about how to say no at work. Believe it or not, friends, I had a comment on that video a long time ago and said, you shouldn't be teaching people this. People don't need to learn this. People can't say no at work. I'm here to tell you, I worked as a C-suite executive, a manager, and a director. I've been doing that for over 20 years in high-level leadership roles, and I said no at work. Because sometimes you have to balance yourself as a leader and make sure you are respecting yourself and your time and your boundaries as well. A lot of people will not tell you that on YouTube. They'll tell you, "Oh no, you can't do that. Don't talk. You can't say no." Yes, I can. I can actually say no, and that's one of the reasons why I empower the people that are watching my channel or subscribe to my channel to really learn how to communicate at that higher level than your peers. And the way you do that is by learning how to be able to speak when you are under pressure. So I want to go into the chat and see what else is going on here. Rakeem McLamba, I really appreciate that comment because self-respect and boundaries is really important. Shiva underscore 430 says, how are you? How are you? Where are you? I am in the United States of America in the Sunshine State of Florida. We have JVY Pot. No, friend, that's not really appropriate, so I'm gonna have to take you away from the chat here. Hassan Kapanja B9X says, welcome, friend. How are you doing today? You're looking good. Thank you so much. Shiva underscore 430 says, can you read Hindi? I cannot. I do not know how to read Hindi. I do not. I only speak English and a little bit of Spanish and a tiny bit of French. Esom Zun says, I didn't hear you because I was cleaning up some mess. Well, I'm glad you cleaned up. And we have EPG. Hello, welcome, friend. And let's see, we have something else. We have Pratik Galatkar. 1011. I'm about to start my YouTube journey soon. Well, fantastic. There's a lot of things I can share with you, Pratik Galatkar 1011, about starting your YouTube channel. Believe it or not, my channel has grown significantly and I've been live streaming a lot. I've live streamed so much that YouTube noticed I live stream. And I appreciate the heart emojis, friends, where they invited me to be a member of their live streamer research panel. And I'm on that and I will be on that for the next year. There's a lot of wonderful things, Pratik Galatkar, that you can do with YouTube. There's a lot of great insights and really making a big impact on the world for people. And I encourage you to do it. If you have any questions specifically, that is something that I absolutely want to make sure that you have some insight on. Sorry. When on my live streams, if I see inappropriate comments like the one that just came out a moment ago, I don't tolerate that. I practice executive presence every single day of the week, even on my live. So if you all are part of my audience and you see somebody say something inappropriate, please know I will be deleting it and I will block them from the channel very quickly. And that's just a note for anybody else that said something inappropriate. You all are great, but you have to always look out for people that are being a little bit silly on YouTube. There's a lot of channels and a lot of lives out there that talk about random stuff. I'm actually here trying to help and elevate and develop people to communicate at a higher level than their peers and share with you things that we're just simply not taught as leaders. All right, we have Esom Zun says bye-bye. Good to see you, friend. Glad you're here. We have John Osea T7MAI. Rest in peace, my sister car is down. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear about your sister's car, friend. Hope they get that figured out. Harley-M9F, namaste. Well, hello, welcome, friend. How you doing today? What part of the big, beautiful world are you joining from today? We have Ali Nasser-CAM. Welcome, friend. How you doing today? And Harley-M9F says, bonjour and respect. Appreciate that. I'm glad that you're here today. Pratik Galatkar 1011 says, I am a VFX artist and now studying AI video creation. I want to explore something in the field and make content using AI. Fantastic. That's great. AI has done a lot. Especially in terms of how we communicate and how we do specific things. Believe it or not, one of the One of the individuals that were on my live earlier today, I don't know if they're still here or not, asked me if I was AI. And I'm telling her, no, I'm an actual person. I'm a real life person. My name is Dr. Jacinta, and I really am a person. I do have a business called Excite Excellence Incorporated. If you're wanting to get some support in terms of how to set those boundaries, how to really learn how to communicate those boundaries, then contact me for a strategy session. If you're a woman in leadership, in the description below, you're welcome to take a look at some of my resources here on YouTube that are completely free. You'll learn over 20 years worth of expertise here on this channel. I'm here really to support you any way that I can. And if you're really trying to go to that next level and need that customized support, then you definitely want to reach out to me and work with me, friend. I will help you get to that next level in your career, whether you are a new leader, established leader, running for a political office, or etc. All right, so we have, let's see, the General Manager 3269. Welcome, friend. Hope you're doing fantastically well today. We have Riha Garoon 1006. I hope I said it correctly. Welcome, welcome. Camille, okay, 9297, no bragging. All right, hello, welcome, friend. Travel underscore with Narayan. I hope I said that correctly. I'm sorry. Hey, good morning. Which place are you from? I'm from the Sunshine State of Florida in the United States. We have Retribution 67. Welcome, friend. How you doing today? Joe-L4K6H. Hey, love, when folks count carbs. Okay, you're talking about counting carbs. Okay, well, that's good to know. I actually, we're kind of talking about setting boundaries here, and I'm about to wrap up here in just a moment, but I want to go through these comments real quick. Rakeem McLombo says there are people who just come to other people's lives just to disrespect. Don't worry about that. It's some of the things we're talking about here. Exactly. And I've dealt with people like that before, Rakeem McLombo, and you'll see a lot of my lives where I've had to just pause. And I usually tell my audience, well, if you see me say, hold on just a moment, I'm taking somebody out on the live. But ultimately, that is correct. Pratik Galatkar 1011, he thought you were AI. Yeah, somebody really did thought I was AI. They asked me that. I know it's like, I'm not AI, but that's the world we live in. Harley-M9F says, I'm coming from Australia. Well, you are in Tomorrowland. You live pretty much from Australia. You all are a day ahead of us in the United States. I had a really good friend from Australia. I always used to say that. He would always used to say, I am proof that tomorrow exists. Does that make sense? From Australia? But glad you're here. Harley-M9F says, thanks for asking. You're a doctor. Awesome. I'm a technician, but I'm sort of the kid pool of computer IT. Yes, IT is its own world. I appreciate IT. We do too. I worked a lot with IT, especially as a C-suite executive. Mary DU8X says, hello, welcome, welcome. And Riha Garoon 1006. Now you never said it properly. I'm sorry. Sorry, Fred. I'm trying my best. Random guy 91249. Host, let's see. Something about something in the attic or etc. And travel underscore with Narayan. Are you now heading to office or what's up for the day? Today I'm actually working with clients today, so I'm about to do that in just a moment. We have Vitha0071 asking a question about religion. I'm really talking about setting boundaries. And we have Maurice McKay, GR6LC. Hi, I'm from New Zealand. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing so fantastically well today. Well, everybody, I appreciate you so much for joining today and being present. I really appreciate you for being here. I go live in the mornings and the afternoons, so we'll talk a little bit more about this topic as it relates to setting those boundaries. Remember, leaders struggle with it because they don't want to be that person, and they don't want to be that individual that seems kind of rude and frustrating and mean to other people. And then the other part of it is that people forget that you have to take care of yourself in order to take care of other people. Remember the analogy I gave you all about going on an airplane? What happens? You have to put the mask on yourself first before you can take care of anybody else if there's a problem with it. Exactly. So I want to say I appreciate you all being here today. Let me go through these really quickly. Pratik Galatkar 1011. How was your experience so far with YouTube Live? So I will talk about that later this afternoon, this evening. I'll do that just for you, friend. Let me take a screenshot so I can make sure I get your name correctly. I'll talk a little bit more about this evening when I go live to give you some insight there. And I appreciate you all being here. Travel with Narayan. Appreciate you. Rakeem McLombo says, I just subscribed because I would like to hear from you. Absolutely. Well, thank you, friend. I'm glad you're here. You'll learn a lot of information in terms of how to communicate at a higher level than your peers. The Tess Blake is in their car. More Priest one. Welcome, welcome. Glad y'all are here and appreciate the heart emojis. I'm going to go, but I appreciate you so much. If you want to learn more about setting boundaries as a leader, we're going to talk about more this afternoon, later this evening on my live. So feel free to join me there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.